All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Mills and Well, and salutations to the hopeful elect brothers out there pushing this truth. I'm the brother Lahav, and this is brother.
Hi, Badia.
All right, we're just going to go into the nearing energy crisis and, soon to be oil crisis that's on the way that we're currently in. That's gonna get really chaotic, man. As the brother said, the squeeze is about to get put on this place, man.
Mm-hmm. This is real quick. This is Ecclesiastes 12:1. It says, "Remember now the Creator, thy Creator, in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them."
Right, because the Most High is on the return. All right, as you can see, that's the reason why the earth is changing so rapidly and not to a form of benefit. All right, this isn't like how it was where they would say that things are always like this. No, this is the Proverbs 12 and 21, not Proverbs, but Ezekiel 12 and 21, where it says that that vision is coming to pass,
Mm-hmm.
man. This would no more be a saying in your lifetime. The reason why you can't say that is because the Lord is making a constant change in people's lives to where they know that this isn't normal.
Ezekiel 12 and 23. "Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel."
So yeah, that prosperity doctrine that they preach in the church, people are gonna quickly, be agitated with that. That's the reason why they're gonna come against their different leaders, because they're not giving them any actual aid. They're only giving them words of air, man. They're just breathing hot air.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whereas the prophets, the brothers been out there on the highways and the byways telling you people, all right, what was soon to come, that life as you know it will not be the same. That gas prices are gonna soar. That food is gonna be empty on shelves. All right. The jobs and house market are gonna be kaput, man. That you're not gonna have any new influx of jobs throughout the months to the year. All right. That it's gonna be hard to afford housing. Whereas exactly what these devils want, man. They're trying to put people in a state of
Submission.
yeah, pretty much of a submission, for you to have to beg for them in one of all things, But you got it.
Okay. And we had summarized this video that Canadian prepper was interviewing this other guy, and he was basically breaking down how the real foundation of the economy is energy, right? Especially oil. So we can see how they're setting it up very well to disrupt the economy across the board, right? So there's been millions of barrels of oil that have not been produced. So that gap already exists. Now it's being made up by the strategic reserves. So basically these countries are going into their reserves, and that's why it doesn't seem that we've seen the effects so intense yet. But as he was breaking down, once we run out of the strategic reserves in the next few months or whatever the case, that lack of oil, that lack of energy is going to destroy every aspect of the economy: transportation, manufacturing. It says trade. It all depends on energy. So it says no energy means no work. No work equals no real economy. So this is what we're headed into. It's a perfect setup, really. You take out the oil, you've just disrupted everything. No food. So yeah, man, Ecclesiastes 12 and 1. "Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." So those evil days are coming, man. Very soon. Verse 2, "While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. It's always going to be perplexity, no understanding, no understanding of really what's going on, man. These people are going to be in straits, you know. And then verse 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Now the word economy goes into the keeping of the house, the household management. All right, so it's all going to be disrupted. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because there are few. So no jobs, no work. And those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
And it says, those who look out of the window should be darkened. People are not going to know what to do in these times to come, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they're not going to know how to get Medicare for their elderly or, their children, get medical aid, Slovakia, not Medicare. But because, not only that's going up, but in a state of crisis, well, we seen what happened in 2020. A lot of people died because they weren't receiving the proper care. And, in a state of emergency,
Mm-hmm.
These hospitals are going to be overrun and understaffed,
God. And that same guy, Canadian Prepper, he always talks about how it's more likely that you're going to die from pestilence than from starvation.
Which makes sense.
Or you could pretty much die from both at the same time.
Yeah. Hey, well, like it says, it's better to die of the sword than either one of those.
Right.
Man. Because you're going mad as whatever ailment is wreaking havoc on your body.
You pine away.
Yeah.
I got, this is Luke 21 and 25. It says, Luke 21 is basically like Matthew 24. It's really going into the signs of the return of Yahushua. So it says, verse 25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, which we've seen many of those in the last few years. Blood moons, solar eclipses, things of this nature.
It was just a blood moon. What, last month?
It says, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So this is a key word, perplexity right here. Because we're entering into a state of perplexity. All right. Which is, they call it the squeeze,
Okay.
It says perplexity is aporia, which means the state of one who's perplexed. But we'll go to the root word. It says to be without resources, to be in straits, to be left wanting, to be embarrassed, to be in doubt, not to know which way to turn.
Yeah, people be embarrassed when they're at the store and they ain't got it. You ain't got the funds to get whatever victual or product that you want. Hands in your pockets. Looking like Kevin James. Yeah, these are the times we're coming into, man. All right? And the government is helping to push it.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Because this is a war. This is even, economists are calling it a senseless war. But, hey, war is also good for business, too. Most countries usually go to war when their economy is on a decline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They say when all else fails, they take you to war. Look, man, if these countries stop receiving oil, their people are gonna start starving. And then what do you do at that point? You just go to war.
Right, because not only is it a renewable energy source, you can also trade with it. All right, so it's beneficial in many ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we don't really use this so much, but you can still turn a profit off of it.
God, it's really the lifeblood of the economy.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold, yeah. So, but yeah, man, that word to perplexity, man, to be without resources. All right, so this is going to be the setup for the MOTB, because there needs to be an environment where people have no other option, nowhere to turn, that is going to make sense for them to do that in their mind.
And what it's really about destroying one's economy, because America does have its few energy sources, and they can do things outside of oil. But it's about finding this system that they have, what they're at the top, and they're still trying to gauge way into controlling Iran. It's not that they're gonna do all that shit and leave Iran alone. No, they still want to they want to control Iran. That's the reason why they're still making these weird ass deals that they go back on.
Yeah, and a lot of that shit is market manipulation too. They flip flop and make money on the way up and the way down. They manipulate the market, and they're just creating confusion.
That shit wicked.
But when the oil reserves are really done, like, it's gonna destroy everything. Like, it's gonna shock the economy. Like, prices are gonna jump. Everything's gonna be disrupted, But I got Isaiah 19.
With the no work in Egypt.
Yeah.
Come.
This Isaiah 19. I'm gonna just start at 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence."
And that's been happening. There's been many so-called UFO or chariot sightings, going on in the U.S. All right, so much. Now that the government has started to talk about them, and admit that they exist, but they're still trying to control the narrative. Because controlling the narrative is their main priority. But at the same time, it's not going to prevail, man. There's no such thing as controlling NWO, where E is at the top and he did no wrong, and you're still trying to make everything look good. You're going to clean everything up. No, it's not going to be. The fact that you're being exposed is evidence of that. She got it up.
It says, "And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
Exactly. The whole way of life of Egypt is being destroyed, man. All right? It's not coming back, We would have healed her, but she's not healed.
Yeah.
So when you bring this bird down this time, it's not going to rise from the ashes, man. As soon as that head, the bird starts to poke his head out of the ground, the Most High is going to cut his head off, man. That is it.
That's it. Verse 2, "And I will set the Egyptians," and this is really talking about America, the modern day Egypt.
Come.
It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." So nothing but division, eventually civil war. But that's basically one of Esau's main strategy, is to divide everybody on every issue, appearance, issue, everything. Just divide. It says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them."
And that was of the Most High, that this guy's creating division, because that's what the Most High wanted. That's why Esau got the job. He shall accomplish in his day as a hireling. He was created to do these things that he's doing. But now we're coming into a time where after the destruction, that's not needed. His whole job was to kill, steal, and destroy. The thief cometh not, but to steal, kill, and destroy. So once he's done that job, we don't need the thief anymore, man. That's when the Most High is going to take him out of the way. All right, he was created to bring deceit and chaos throughout the earth, man. That's the whole reason why the Lord put that thought in their minds to come out of the caves. To build something, or steal something rather. It's build a monument of stealing and murder. and witchcrafts and odious works. You know?
Kind of real quick, just to back that up, Job 14:4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined. See, his days are determined. The number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him that he may rest till he shall accomplish as an hireling his day.
Yeah, so this man's day is at his hand. You know, he's about to get paid with recompense,
fire.
with fire. All right, and chains. The Lord is coming to pay this devil back, man. You know, as he is not hated blood. Blood is pursuing him now.
Yep.
All right, this man has been destroying, and people know these things and still saying go Trump. This man is destroying hospitals. All right, residential communities. So much that even Israel actually had hit. Let me not say that word, but the Israelites, you know, they actually hit a temple in Iran. It was a small Jewish community, and even they was like, "This is bullshit." They was like, so you got them going against them. This not fucking with the shit, man. All right, y'all not even allowing people to evacuate their citizens. You just bomb. You know, which none of you nations should be in power, but it shows you that Esau Edom is really ruthless, man. You know, his whole mindset is eradication.
Yeah. He's trying to starve the whole world into submission. Because really, we live on an earth that produces plenteous food for everyone, man.
Can you get that? I think that's Ecclesiastes 5. The king is served by the field.
Come on. Get that.
In which the earth is supposed to be able to grow as the people grow. You know, so it's no such thing as overpopulation.
Right.
If we're actually fulfilling the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Ecclesiastes 5:9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field.
Exactly. So everybody has access to the earth. This man, he'll covet lands and somehow buy land out of nowhere. Nobody even really owned most of these lands, but you'll just like they name stars and roads, like shit like that you don't own. You'll covet and take those things, and then make sure that no one else can get to them. You know, it's hundreds of ghost cities and towns throughout America where that's housing right there, man. But nobody lives in it because they couldn't afford to anymore. So that's the reason why you got all these ghost towns right now, man.
That's what Esau Edom does, man. He market manipulates everything. You know, really, he just try to put you in straits so that he can be God.
Yeah, because he uses usury to exact his wickedness, man. All right, he'll take what's in the scriptures and he'll misuse it in a wicked way. All right, because he understands how people are. At the end of the day, once you put the squeeze on them, they'll bend to your will.
Come on.
Which is the reason why, you know, hey man, maybe a curse on you people to say that Esau Edom can make it, man. All right, the Most High didn't have this guy set up to make it at all, but at the same time, look at that. That's wicked as hell, man. Here it is, you know, just to get somebody to do exactly what you want to do, you put them in the bind to make them do it, just like the shit that Trump is doing right now.
Yeah,
the deal that he's getting. If they don't, well, I'm gonna make a deal, and if they don't follow through, I'm blowing up their whole land. What kind of wicked shit is that? Because they don't want to make a deal with you.
It's a cruel Lord.
That's a cruel Lord, man.
A fierce king, man. Donald Trump, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua set him up.
That's right.
And then right here in Isaiah 19:5, you know, as you read down, it basically goes into how America's through. Everything's through. It says, verse 5, and the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up, and they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be emptied and dried up. Yeah, man, just like those oil reserves going to get emptied and dried up. The reeds and the flags shall wither. The paper reeds by the brooks, and the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, and shall be driven away, and shall be no more. All right, the fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angles into the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the water shall languish. Moreover, they that work in fine flax, and they that weave network shall be confounded. See, everybody's going to get confounded because the economy is going to be destroyed across the board, man. Because just like in ancient Egypt, that river was pretty much the center of their economy. So if that dried up, it's over with.
Straight up Hormuz.
Right. This oil, man, without this oil, it's gonna be bad. And verse 10, and they shall be broken in the purposes thereof, for all that make sluices and ponds for fish. Surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise and the son of ancient kings? Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them now tell thee, and let them know what Yahweh of hosts hath purposed upon Egypt. So there's no more wisdom in Teman. The counselors of Pharaoh are become brutish, man. You see all these guys, Pete Hegseth, J.D. Vance, none of them make sense. Marco Rubio, they're scattered, they're scared, they're contradicting. It's always back and forth, man. The princes of Zoan are fools, man. Verse 13. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Naph are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So there's no way out of this, man. There's no way out of it. There's no make America great again. We're gonna bounce back. We're gonna we got all the oil from Venezuela, so we're good. No, it's telling you that every purpose of Egypt is gonna be confounded, man. There's gonna be no work that Egypt can do, and we're just basically seeing the starting stages of this. I know you had said Isaiah 59 earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start at 6.
Let's start at verse 7.
Okay. This is Isaiah 59 and 7. Their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed innocent blood. Their thoughts are thoughts of iniquity. Wasting and destruction are in their paths. The way of peace they know not, and there is no judgment in their goings. They have made them crooked paths. Whosoever goeth therein shall not know peace. Keep going.
Yeah, verse 9.
Verse 9, therefore is judgment far from us, neither doth justice overtake us. We wait for light, but behold obscurity, for brightness, but we walk in darkness.
Right, because, hey, it's going to get to a point to where your newscasters aren't going to know exactly what's going on. Which they don't at all anyway, but it's going to get to the point to where, there's not going to be any visions, like it says in the book of Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into your newscasting. That there's not going to be a media. There's going to be a complete blackout on what's going on in that war, man.
God.
That's the times that we're headed into.
Yeah, as part of that perplexity, not knowing which way to turn. Just no understanding of what's going on. And leave the world behind.
Yep.
Remember they had put those fake flyers. They didn't know if it was China. They didn't know if it was who it was.
They didn't know if it was Iran, right?
Right.
Because they were saying it was a cyber attack, but hey, we know that America's full of false flags, you know. And as we go on through life now, people don't really be having the answers now. There are breakdowns that come along, you know, where you got the prophets, of course, and you got whistleblowers and people that come out with information. But once the internet is down, what are you gonna have?
Right. And you're not gonna have shit.
You're just gonna know this shit is happening.
and most Americans have no real world skills as far as like making a fire, hunting, fishing, having understanding of what plants are edible. All right. All of these things. If you take away the internet and electricity, that's it.
Yeah.
Can I jump down to 19?
Go on.
Or I'll just get 18. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him. All right, so the enemy comes in like a flood, man. That's what the people are being set up for. But it says the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, and that standard goes into like a way to escape. You know, like to have a flight. You know, really going into protection and also spiritual power.
Yeah.
For the Lord's elect.
Jake might literally take flight.
Hey, yeah, it reminds me in the Psalms where it says the time has come to favor Zion. You know, so as these things are happening, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to turn up his elect. And he's going to favor his elect, man. That appointed time is here. You know, because even in the gospel it says that, you know, we will basically be rewarded, you know, in this life, and then and then eternal life. So even while in the midst of all this, you know, the prophets are going to be rewarded and protected, man. During Jacob's trouble, Isaiah 4:1, all these various things, all these blessings, man, my servant shall eat. You know, that standard being lifted up. Let's see. That was pretty much all I had as a Quan. Let's see. Oh, actually, real quick, this is Sirach 18 and 24. Think upon the wrath that shall be at the end, and the time of vengeance when he shall turn his face away. So that's the time that we're coming into, man. The day of the Lord, he's going to turn his face away. You know?
Yeah, surely thou art a power, a God that hideth thyself. So yeah, this is going to happen, man. Yeah, the Most High is not going to be known, you know, how things are hunky-dory now. That's why it says, when I come, shall I find faith on the earth. You know, because people going to be calling on the Lord in times of trouble, and he's not gonna answer them. You know, that's the reason why we're trying to be found faithful now. So when we need him to be faithful, he'll be right there.
God. And we know his true name and his true reputation. That's really what the protection comes from. You know, the Proverbs 18 and 10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. Righteous running into it and is safe. So his reputation states that his elect and those that fear him will always be protected. You know, that's the true reputation of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. It's pretty much the only thing you have to trust him, man. The scriptures say that the horse is a vain thing for for safety.
Yeah.
So, hey man, we the just shall live by faith, man.
Yeah.
Just shall live by faith.
Pharaoh's chariots of flesh, man.
Yeah.
The Lord's
Spirit.
horses of spirit. You know, so with that being said, we understand that the spirit is far greater than the flesh. If we remain faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, call upon him, he's gonna answer us. You know, as it's written in the book of Proverbs, you know, where it talks about those who didn't come when he called, he's gonna mock them in those times.
Mm-hmm. Proverbs, the first chapter. Yeah, it says, Proverbs 1:24 says, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but ye have set at naught on my counsel and with none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
Now can you go to Psalms 91? So that's what's going to happen to those who are not dealing. All right, to those who said that they knew the Most High, but in works they denied him.
Psalms 91, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust.
And if you truly believe that, you be in the truth right now, or starting to conform to the truth, especially if you hear this message, man, this is for you. You know, that right now things aren't so glum, but we know that they're going to get there, so we're trying to build a relationship with our Heavenly Father.
Verse 3 says, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Hey, Esau Edom, that cunning hunter, you know, he's putting that snare right now. You know, and what's ultimately the snare for you to take that chip?
Yeah. Hour of temptation.
Verse 4 says, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Which goes into those nuclear missiles, man. All right, because the Lord is going to deliver his elect out of that fire. You know, what does it say? He should deliver thee in six troubles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Which that's going into the destruction of this place and the salvation of the elect.
Because that's the final finale.
Yep, final countdown.
And that missiles. Verse 7 says, 1,000 shall fall at thy right side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold, and see the reward of the wicked. There it is. You know, like the elder brought out earlier, that Job, this is going to be the reward of the wicked. He's doing a work right now. He's doing a job for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. He got hired, you know, to do this job. And then ultimately he's going to get rewarded, get his judgment. And it's already beginning because the Lord is systematically breaking down his whole kingdom, his whole power structure, his economies, everything. Verse 9, because thou, and this is, you know, what the point the elder just made, because thou has made Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in thy ways. So we got to remember that there's angels around us protecting us. You know, because why? Because we made this truth our habitation. We conformed ourselves to this truth, man. to the best of our abilities, rehearsed the righteous acts, labored in the ministry to put the word out, to edify the brothers. All right, because we made that Most High our habitation, it says, there shall no evil befall thee. All right, verse 12, they shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against the stone. Thou shalt also tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shall thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. Hey, so this is the opposite of Proverbs 1.
That's not saying you knew the name and then you only using it until now. You only using it now when the Lord, is bringing the destruction. No, it says I'm gonna ask him because he hath known my name.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean? That you already knew it and you were practicing it. You were practicing not only calling on it, but the things that Yahweh Shmi Shai is about. If you know Yahweh Shmi Shai, it's not just I'm known. I know about that guy. No, I know him like he's a family member. And if I know him like he's a family member, I would know what my father, or my big brother would expect.
Right.
Otherwise, I don't know him if I'm fucking walking in a way that I know would piss him off. Depart from me. I never knew you. Like, who the fuck are you? You acting like this. You going around preaching things that I would not speak of. You're shaming my name. No, the Most High is not gonna come and deliver somebody like that, man.
God. Verse 15, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
That's right.
That's the end of the chapter.
So yeah, the end all be all, man, is that this shit right here that this guy's doing is setting up for a bigger playbook. Bigger playbook, as we always say all the time, is going to be destruction of this place in the wicked and salvation of the elect. And Lord willing, we be a part of that number, man. Those who are ready to live, man, we salute you.
God.
Right? Because this place is it's knocking on death's door.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before the Lord says that that's it. So with that being in mind, what manner of persons are we to be in all holy conversation and godliness?
Fear the Lord.
That's right.
Fear and trembling. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. Because, hey, the Lord, Yahweh's judgment can come like that. You walk out the crib, you could just get judged, man. And us being in the truth, it's like we have a much higher standard than everyone else. Because we know the Lord's name, we know the grace, of Hamashiach. We know everything, so it's like the elder quoted, what manner of persons are we to be? Even David said, "I'll set no evil thing before mine eyes." He said he hates all the works of the workers of iniquity. Yeah. So fuck this place, man. May the oil reserves run out rapidly. May the economy get destroyed across the board. And that Yahweh Shai can come back and get us, Lord willing.
Con. Rapido. Yahweh Shai Shai Mahar. So, Lord's willing, this has been an edifying lesson. We're going to end it off and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, Shalom, Akyam,
Shalom,
and Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.